I am a former professional and Great British paintball player, here to help you improve your Battlefield game. Of course, this is a video game, but there is much crossover between the FPS world and the paintball world.
It has the same basic rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system. Some of them can be bent, others can be broken. Understand?
Stay to the end to hear all 14 tips and techniques that will help you win more 1v1 gunfights within Battlefield 2042. Snapping or head glitch. In the paintball world, we call this technique snapping. In the FPS world, it's called a head glitch. If you are coming out from cover to engage with your enemy, you want to snap out as quickly as possible and engage your opponent, pulling the trigger as you snap out, then go back behind cover straight away. This can be useful when your enemy is posted up on you, waiting for you to come out from under cover. Snapping is so effective that I have been called a cheat for using this technique from one of my highlight videos on Reddit. A key tip for snapping is knowing where your enemies are before you come out from cover. Checking the minimap is a must to utilise this technique to its full potential. Snap out at different positions. When snapping out on targets, you want to be unpredictable. This means if an object has 3 different spots you can snap out of, you rarely want to be snapping out of the same spot twice. This is too predictable for your opponent, and they are just going to be pre-aiming, waiting for you to come back into their line of sight. Snapping out of different positions causes your opponent to not know what your next move is, and makes for a much tougher time anticipating where to shoot. When caught out in the open, never stay still. It's always harder to hit a moving target. You never want to be stood still in a 1v1 gunfight when caught out in the open. If you are not able to find cover, you need to be using every possible movement to make the enemy miss you. See this example of where I get caught in a 1v1 gunfight with no cover and a grenade in my hand. I use every possible movement to gain an advantage and get the kill. Be 2 steps ahead. Once you reach a certain level of skill, where your controls are second nature and you don't have to think about the physical actions you are taking, you start to reach a more advanced level and it becomes a mind game between yourself and the enemy. What do I think my opponent is going to do? What does my opponent think I'm going to do? What does my opponent think I think he's going to do? You get my point. It no longer becomes a game of checkers. In other words, you are no longer just shooting at each other. It becomes a game of chess where your movement, angles, and decisions are well calculated within a split second. I want to take you through an example of this on screen. Here I shoot my opponent as he runs across. So now at this exact moment, my opponent will have a hit marker on the screen from the direction he got shot from. I know that my opponent thinks I'm going to climb up on that ledge and attack him from the corner up on screen now. I anticipate that my opponent is going to be pre-aiming, waiting for me to attack from this side, so I take the decision to use my grappling hook and engage my opponent from the opposite side. The same can be said for this example. I take out 3 enemies, leaving me in a 1v1 with Dozer. I anticipate that Dozer is going to chase me, so I fake the runaway and use the downwards momentum of the stairs and slide to the side of Dozer to get the kill. Maintain a low profile. It's important to maintain as low a profile as possible. The less profile you show, the less of a target your enemy has to shoot. When engaging from behind objects, you want to be using the edges of the object to peek out and only show the bare minimum, as in your gun and head. If the opponent can see any part of your body, you are showing too much. On screen, we have an example of 1, 2, or 3 places I can come out of cover to engage an enemy. This applies to all objects at any shape or size. If I'm behind this rock, I want to crouch to fit the mould of the rock, and back up again to stay as close to the outside of the object as possible, as if I were part of the rock itself. HP awareness. The only time you want to reveal your entire body by coming out from under cover in order to get a shot on your opponent is if you have a higher HP level than your opponent. When playing in squads, you may hear your teammates say, "He's one shot," meaning you need to land one more shot on the enemy before he's dead. The same can be said in a 1v1 where you have damaged the opponent and they haven't damaged you. It's at this point you don't need to worry about maintaining a small profile. You can pretty much run at the enemy, as more than likely both yourself and the enemy will get a shot on each other, enabling you to gain the kill. The same goes for if the roles are reversed. If you are low on health and you haven't shot your enemy, you want to retreat to buy yourself some time, use your med pen, reload, and engage again. Reposition. When you are in a gunfight with your opponent and either one of you has to go back behind cover, one of the most effective tools in the box is to reposition, so they lose sight of where you have gone. They will either try to come and get you, or you can shoot them when you see them poke back out from under cover. This is one of the most simple yet effective techniques to gain an advantage and kill your enemy. Mark your enemy. If you can, always mark your enemy so that you can locate them on the minimap and never lose track of them. Knowing where your enemy is valuable information which can be the difference between winning and losing a gunfight. With this example on screen, if I didn't mark my enemy, then I wouldn't have known he grappled higher than me to try and get a shot off from above. Post up or pre-aim. Posting up is also known as pre-aiming within the FPS world. Once you have dominance by shooting at your enemy, forcing them to duck behind cover, you should be posting or pre-aiming in anticipation for your opponent to come out from behind cover so you can blow their head off. Don't wait until your enemy is visible for you to aim down sight. You can even reposition while pre-aiming in anticipation for your enemy to come out from behind cover. Ghosting. Ghosting is a term used in paintball to reposition by taking a couple of steps to the side to use an object in the distance to block your enemy's sight of where you are. Once out of the line of sight, you can then run all the way up to the object in the way, which will make your target bigger by getting close enough to snap out and kill your enemy. Similar to the reposition technique, this can be a handy trick to have in your bag as it can make your enemy lose track of where you are. Stay on your feet. When in gunfights, if possible you want to stay on your feet, and by that I mean don't prone. This is so you can strafe and move faster, along with it taking minimal time to reposition if needed. If you have no other choice than to go prone to avoid being killed, then I would suggest throwing a smoke before getting up, as getting up from a prone position can be very slow. This is the time when you are most vulnerable and most likely to be killed. Jump slide. The jump slide is used by many top Battlefield 2042 players. When you see people flying across your screen, this is what they are doing. You double tap the run button in order to sprint, then you jump, hold crouch, and it will allow you to slide. A progression from this is doing the same movement, but at the end of the slide, press jump again several times, and the momentum carries you forward even further. When performing this slide jump technique, after you have slid and gone into your jump, you can move your mouse or control to aim around, but do not use any other keys as your momentum will slow down drastically. You can use the Mackay grappling hook to gain extra momentum and propel you further along. I would recommend grabbing onto an object roughly 10 meters high to get the most momentum out of the grappling hook. Use gadgets to your advantage. You can use the grappling hook to be unpredictable and snap out of an object at height. Let's say for example it's a 1v1 gunfight around a container. Your enemy is only worried about you coming one of two ways. They won't expect you to quickly use your grappling hook to gain a third angle and shoot them from above. You can also quickly deploy recon gadgets such as the tug, which will give you information on your enemy's position within the minimap, or use Blasco's infiltration device to block the enemy minimap and distract your opponent before engaging. Mackay. Mackay has the ability to run and strafe faster. This combined with his grappling hook gadget is the reason there are so many sweats that use Mackay on 2042. If you're looking to improve your 1v1 gun battle game, then I would recommend running with Mackay. Simply for the reason he can run and strafe faster means you will see a noticeable difference by default and win more 1v1 gunfights.